Welcome back to Living Local. We're here at Friday's Fresh Market, where advanced technology is being used to grow gourmet fresh greens in the QC year-round. I am joined by Chen and Andrew Freitag, the owners of Friday's Fresh Market. Thank you guys so much for letting us explore your urban farm.
Thanks for coming in, Brittany.
Absolutely. We had Chen on in studio for Living Local, and now we're actually getting a chance to step in and see exactly what you guys are doing. So first of all, Andrew, can you explain the quality and the safety behind the greens that are being grown in this facility?
Yeah, the safety of bringing the food indoors really allows us to control the environment 365 days a year. We don't have the issues that the outdoor farms typically deal with the animals that may be running through the fields, or the birds that are flying over above, or just some of the sanitary processes in farming outdoors. All of that's eliminated by coming inside.
And Andrew, before I interviewed Chen, I had no idea that this was even a thing, urban farms, these indoor growing facilities. How did you get intrigued by this concept, and what made you want to bring it here to the Quad Cities?
I grew up in agriculture, growing up on farms, running tractors. I spent a decade working in industrial tractor manufacturing, and this industry started to really take place in the last 10 years. It really started to make sense once the lighting came about, the LED lighting, and some of the other equipment and technology started to prove itself as a viable method to farm inside.
Andrew, walk us through the process. So you get a little sprout or a little seed or something, and then walk us through how long it takes to grow to be ready to be given out.
Sure, so we're standing in our lettuce farm right now, and we start with a little peat plug like you see here. We drop our seed inside, and from seed to harvest, most varieties are about 50 days. So it's a quick turnover, and we plant the farm in a way to where we can harvest a quarter of the farm each week and consistently have weekly harvest.
And Andrew, recently in the news, we've heard about the E. coli outbreak with the lettuce. So I went to the grocery store, couldn't find any lettuce, couldn't find anything like that. So what are the advantages of using an indoor farm? Is that able to kind of help mitigate some of those problems?
Absolutely. Kind of as I mentioned with the pests and the animals that you may track through your fields outside, the birds flying over that might leave droppings on the crops, all of that is gone by coming indoors. We can control the climate perfectly year-round so that we don't see high humidity spikes that might lead to mold and other airborne pathogens. So the E. coli breakouts, the foodborne pathogen issues are really eliminated or tightly controlled by coming indoors. Even from a standpoint of the workers and the process they have to follow to wash their hands and gowned up before they come in and start to work on the crops is part of our practice here.
Andrew, what kind of varieties are you guys currently growing here at Friday's Fresh Market?
Well, we do a romaine actually, so this has been taking off since the other romaine farmers have had issues. This is a red romaine. We do 7 different types of lettuce in this farm. You can see a red oak leaf here, butterhead, green sweet crisp, and some large leaf greens as well.
Walk us through the technology that you're using. I know you mentioned LED lights. Explain a little bit more about how it works.
So the LED lights are the game changer.
Yeah.
That really is what made this industry happen. Before LED, it was metal halide, high pressure sodium that put off a lot of heat. So the LED helps us keep the heat down, which then we can control the climate day in and day out. And you couple that with hydroponics, so it's a soilless operation, and we can dial in the perfect recipe to grow the crops.
This seems like such an incredible opportunity to grow year-round, especially somewhere in the Midwest where we're obviously in winter right now and dealing with that. Where do you see as far as the future for urban farms?
Well, we're just seeing more crops that people are having success doing indoors. There's certainly crops that have to stay outside in the field, but the leafy greens and the herbs, the microgreens, things like that, edible flowers, they are a perfect crop to bring inside and grow year-round. The lettuce is a staple item that almost everybody's eating on a daily basis. So when there's outdoor growing issues, we're a great supplement to make sure that the stores still have these types of products.
And I think anyone can improve and increase the quality of greens that they're putting into their diet. I mean, talk a little bit about the nutrition behind these microgreens.
Well, by controlling the climate perfectly day in and day out, we can really get the best flavor, take the bitterness away, bring the sweetness out. We can get the texture that we're after to make sure that that crisp bite when you get into the lettuce is there. And we can really just make sure that the yields are at maximum potential every week and not have droughts or things that are going to cause yield issues.
Where can people find these greens around town in the Quad Cities?
Well, right now we're in for Hy-Vees, and but beginning January 2019, and we're being all Hy-Vees, and I think there are 11 stores and 11 to 12 stores in town. So everyone who has a Hy-Vee nearby, they can go and try to check our stuff out.
And Shen, when people look at maybe the price tag of these products, how does that compare, I guess, to some other greens that they might find in the grocery store?
Well, we honestly are not that more expensive, and because we really want to make our price friendly enough so people, most of the people, hopefully all of them, will have access to our greens. And when you're looking at the same product, just say lettuce, you can't just compare the price because there are a lot that goes into just beyond the price point. For example, the nutrition value and the freshness. And for a lower priced item, maybe trucked in, by the time it's on your dinner plate, it probably only has very little to none of the nutrition value left. But with Friday's greens, they are normally hours before it's in the store, it's harvested. So all the nutrition value is there, it's good for your health. And the taste better, and the color, the texture is definitely much better than some trucked-in stuff.
And Shen, I can tell that Andrew and you are incredibly passionate about doing this and about owning and operating Friday's Fresh Market and giving Quad citizens an opportunity to have access to fresh, gourmet, healthy greens year-round. What's the most rewarding part for you?
Most rewarding part is for us to know that we're doing our parts and to chip in to improve the lives of the locals and giving the access to the local peoples just like us who's being benefited from the local area. So we want to give back, and this is the way we do to give it back to the communities, and we just hope more people know about just greatness behind those greens, and more people support this kind of sustainable farming, and also teach our kids about how to really live healthy, have positive lifestyle, and also know the in and outs of the food that they eat every day.
Definitely. Chen, Andrew, thank you too so very much. We appreciate your time. If you would like more information on Friday's Fresh Market, you can visit fridaysfreshmarket.com. More Living Local is right after this.